What's up, guys, and welcome back for another EVE Online solo industry video, episode 6. We're going to be loading up the queue, the job queue, for a bunch of different stuff. We're going to be making some things, but more importantly, starting the invention process for the Deluge, and kind of showing that process and everything, so you kind of guys, so everybody knows kind of what's going on for the next, few weeks or whatever. So I went ahead and invented the Squall. Basically 5 times 10 runs each. So that's the first thing we're going to kind of get started here. I have enough materials to do basically 100 inventions, so I think that the Deluge is going to be a little bit more popular in terms of like even just selling the BPC or even just selling the ship itself. So this first 5 is going to be strictly going for the Deluge. So we're going to go in here to our industry window, and we can just select our Squall BPC. And like I said in the previous video, the material efficiency and the time efficiency on these BPCs will not matter, because the decryptor we're using for the invention process and everything is what's going to really determine what our TE will end up being for this. So we're going to continue to probably max research the Squall blueprint, but I'm probably going to end up putting that back in for another few copies so we can get the torrent inventions started pretty much immediately after. So we're going to go and set up all these, and then we're going to be making quite a bit of shuttles. So when you come in here, well, this is going to require data core for Upwell Starship Engineering and also molecular engineering, 8 of each for a single run. We have 800, so we know we have plenty. And then you want to come over here and you want to select which BPC you want to actually go after. So we're going to go Deluge here, and we're going to go for all 10 runs on this. The decryptor we're using is going to be the accelerant, so if it's successful, we'll be looking at a 414 on this with 2 runs, which is pretty decent. This is going to take 12 days, 14 hours to do, and about 2.8 million. But I think that our profits are going to be pretty decent, even if we just decide to sell this BPC or end up just making the ship outright. So we're going to go and get these started. We've got 10 job slots. We basically need to fill those up and kind of get every slot kind of doing its thing, and then we can kind of get back to mining and get back to figuring out what the next thing we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get this one started. These are all going to be essentially just the same. We want to make sure we have Deluge selected every single time, just to make sure. So Deluge 10, we got the decryptor in there, just so all these are going to be running the same way. Hopefully we don't have to. Okay, yeah, we have enough ISK. I usually juice all of my alts down, so luckily we have enough ISK to start all this and everything. And then once these are all in, we'll basically be waiting 12 days, and then it'll be interesting to see kind of what our yield is here. We're not gonna get 50 BPCs. There's gonna be failure rates and things like that, because this data core. Let's go look at this data core right here. This gives us a 20% chance. So, and a +1 to run, and then a +2 to material efficiency, and then +10 to time efficiency. So we have a 20% better chance, but it's not it's not great and everything. So let's go look at our jobs here, and as you can see, we've got 1 manufacturing job. Our ventures are still going, and we have 5 research jobs. So the next thing we're going to be starting actually is going to be the shuttles. We're going to make 3,180 shuttles. We're going to make 795 of each, and then we're just going to post those on the market whenever this is going to take 30 days to get these shuttles out. So we're not going to. We know I have my I mined all this ore too, so I already have the value of the trit kind of written down. So in 30 days we'll look at the market, but chances are we're going to be above the market if possible, because we're going to let them sit for as long as they need to sit. So instead of just making all of one type, we're just going to kind of make an even amount of all of them, and this is going to give us we got 12 days, and we got 25 days on the venture. We got 30 days on these, and then we're gonna have 12 days on the invention process. So we'll be set up pretty good. Go ahead and get all this stuff kind of organized a little bit. Go to our jobs. See, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good to go. Well, we have 5 manufacturing jobs and we have 5 research jobs. And so, you know, just so the squall isn't like just chilling here, we do want this to be kind of going as well. So this will be 3 days on this copy as well. This will give us the other 50 runs we need to consume the remaining stuff we have. So we're gonna go ahead and get this started as well. These will potentially probably be torrents whenever it all is said and done. So there you go. We got everything pretty much running, as it were, and we still have about, you know, almost 600,000 trit left, which is we might probably make enough calorie shuttles after those are done to kind of eat that up and everything. But for the most part, we'll copy these squalls, and then in 3 days we'll probably put the squall BPO back in for proper research and get it completely maxed out and everything. The squall I'm running with right now, this one, is probably going to be going into the first deluge we're going to make, because I don't really necessarily want just a regular hauler for my operations. I think the most useful thing for the deluge and the torrent are going to be with PI for me. Now, if you're in nullsec and you're doing any sort of, if you're fueling the moon miner and stuff like that, where you have to move the gas, you have to move the ice, then, you know, a squall probably will do a little bit better because you're inner system, so, and they're relatively fast, so it'll be good to move high quantities there. But if you're doing PI and stuff, you know, it already takes a while. There's a lot of steps in picking up PI, so a faster ship. That's why I love using the crane, because if I'm going to 5 different customs offices, I want my trips between each one to be as quick as possible. Now, everything else we have left in here, we're going to kind of organize this a little bit. I usually just store everything that I'm not really currently using in the crane. It acts as a suitcase right now. So we're going to throw those data cores and those decryptors back in there, because we won't need to be looking at those for 12 days or so. And obviously we have some other cosmetic skinner stuff in here too. But just keeping my item hold kind of organized, when I start dumping material in here, it's not cluttered. I just try to keep everything as neat as possible. So that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys hopefully you guys like the series. We're going to be looking at the next kind of thing we're going to be searching for. I'm thinking, kind of contemplating on making an avalanche. I'm not really sure. We're probably going to get past the deluge and the torrent and make those, and then, you know, maybe. And another thing I've also thought about doing is just making barges, you know, making procurers, coveters, retrievers. That is probably more realistic in making like harvesters and mining modules. I was going to do miner 2s, but the profit margins are so horribly bad on those. So we'll look at like strip miner 1 or mining laser upgrades. Having those BPOs, we can invent those into the Tech 2 versions and make those as well. But I'm going to kind of do a little bit of research and see which is probably better. I think for us in general, for what we kind of use, I think procurer, retriever, coveter, making those holes is probably going to be a little bit more enjoyable for me. But thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.